The silent hunter Captain Sarah Chen stood quietly on the bridge of the UES Nightborne, watching the stars through the main viewing screen. The ship moved through space like a ghost, using advanced stealth technology that made them nearly invisible. 2 enemy sensors. This was exactly what they were built for. The Nightborne was Earth's newest reconnaissance vessel, designed to watch and gather information without being detected. The bridge was dimly lit, with only the soft glow of control panels providing light. Chen had been commanding this ship for 2 years, and her crew had become like family. They trusted each other completely, which was essential for their dangerous missions in deep space. Lieutenant Marcus Torres looked up from his weapon station. He was young, but had proven himself many times during their previous missions. Torres had a talent for finding creative solutions to impossible problems, especially when it came to combat situations. "Captain, I'm detecting some unusual energy signatures about 3 light hours away," said Dr. Elena Vasquez from the science station. She was the ship's chief science officer and had an amazing ability to understand alien technology. Her dark hair was tied back as she focused on her instruments. "These readings don't match any known human or friendly alien ships." Chen walked over to examine the data. What she saw made her frown with concern. The energy patterns were aggressive and militaristic, nothing like the peaceful trading ships that usually traveled through this region of space. "Any idea what species we're dealing with?" Chen asked. Dr. Vasquez shook her head. "The technology is completely unknown to our databases. But Captain, there's something else. I'm detecting multiple ships, at least 12 of them, all traveling in attack formation." Chief Engineer Jake Morrison spoke up from his station near the back of the bridge. Morrison was a practical man who could fix anything and keep the ship running even when it seemed impossible. "Captain, should I prepare our stealth systems for maximum power? If there are that many unknown ships out there, we might need to disappear completely." Before Chen could answer, the communications officer called out urgently, "Captain, I'm picking up a distress signal. It's a human merchant vessel, the cargo ship Prosperity. They're under attack." The main screen changed to show a tactical display of the area. In the center was a small human cargo ship surrounded by 12 alien vessels. The alien ships were firing energy weapons at the defenseless merchant vessel, which was trying desperately to escape. "Those are HFY ships," Dr. Vasquez said after studying the alien vessel designs. "I've seen similar configurations in our intelligence files, but never this many together. The HFY are usually just pirates and raiders, not organized military forces." Chen watched as the Prosperity shields failed under the constant attack. The cargo ship was carrying supplies to a human colony world, and now innocent civilians were about to die. She had to make a difficult decision. Their orders were to maintain stealth and gather intelligence, not to engage in combat. "Captain," Torres said quietly, "we can't just watch them die." Chen nodded. She knew Torres was right, but attacking would reveal their position and compromise their mission. Still, she couldn't let innocent people be murdered while she did nothing. "Morrison, give me everything the engines have got. Torres, prepare quantum torpedoes, but keep our weapons powered down until I give the order. Dr. Vasquez, I need you to find any weaknesses in those alien ships." The Nightborne moved silently toward the battle, still hidden by its stealth systems. Chen studied the tactical situation carefully. The HFY ships were spread out around the Prosperity, taking their time with the attack. They seemed confident that no help would arrive. "Their ships have weak spots in the rear engine sections," Dr. Vasquez reported after scanning the alien vessels. "If we can hit them there with precise strikes, We can disable their propulsion systems without destroying the ships completely. That's assuming our weapons can penetrate their shields, Torres added. We'll find out soon enough, Chen said. All stations, prepare for combat. We're going to save that cargo ship. The Nightborne dropped its stealth field and appeared suddenly among the Kethva fleet. The alien ships were completely surprised. They had expected to face only a defenseless cargo vessel, not a military warship. Fire, Chen ordered Dr. Torres. Launched for quantum torpedoes at the closest Kethva ships. The weapons struck their targets with devastating precision, disabling the engines of 2 alien vessels immediately. The other Kethva ships scattered, trying to understand where this new threat had come from. Direct hit on 2 targets, Torres reported. They're dead in space, but I'm reading life signs aboard both ships. The Prosperity is moving away from the combat zone, reported the navigation officer. They're safe for now. But the remaining 10 Kethva ships were regrouping and preparing to attack the Nightborne. Chen realized they were outnumbered 5-1, which were terrible odds even for an advanced human warship. Dr. Vasquez, can you jam their communications? Chen asked. Already working on it, Captain. Their communication systems are more primitive than ours. I can disrupt them, but not for long. The alien ships began firing at the Nightborne with plasma weapons. The ship shook as enemy fire struck their shields. Morrison worked frantically to keep the defensive systems online, while Torres returned fire with the ship's energy cannons. Shield strength down to 70%, Morrison reported. These Kethva weapons are more powerful than our intelligence reports indicated. Chen watched the battle unfold on the tactical display. The Kethva ships were trying to surround the Nightborne, but they were slower and less maneuverable than the human vessel. This gave Chen an idea. Navigation, take us into that asteroid field at coordinates 127 Mach 85. Maximum speed. Captain, that's extremely dangerous, the navigation officer warned. Those asteroids are moving unpredictably. Exactly, Chen smiled. The Kethva ships are bigger than ours. They'll have more trouble navigating through the asteroids. The Nightborne raced toward a nearby asteroid field with the alien ships following close behind. As they entered the field of spinning rocks and debris, Chen's plan became clear. The human ship was small and agile enough to weave between the asteroids, but the larger Kethva vessels had to slow down and move more carefully. Now we have the advantage, Torres said as he targeted another alien ship. They can't maneuver effectively in here. The battle continued among the asteroids, with the Nightborne using its superior speed and agility to stay ahead of the enemy. Ships. Torres disabled 3 more Kethva vessels by targeting their engines, while Dr. Vasquez worked to decode their communications and learn more about their plans. Captain, I'm intercepting some interesting transmissions, Dr. Vasquez said during a brief lull in the fighting. These Kethva aren't just random pirates. They're part of a much larger force that's been attacking human colonies throughout this sector. How much larger? Chen asked, though she was afraid of the answer. From what I can understand of their communications, there are at least 50 Kethva warships operating in coordinated groups. They've been systematically attacking isolated human settlements and cargo convoys. This was much worse than Chen had thought. A force of 50 alien warships could do serious damage to human colonial territories before Earth's military could respond. The Nightborne had stumbled onto something much bigger than a simple pirate raid. We need to capture one of those ships intact, Chen decided. If Dr. Vasquez can access their computer systems, we might learn the locations of their other fleets and their overall strategy. Asterisk. Torres disabled 2 more Kethva ships with precise torpedo strikes, leaving only 3 enemy vessels still fighting. The aliens were beginning to retreat, realizing they had seriously underestimated the human warship. The remaining ships are trying to escape, Torres reported. Let them go, Chen ordered. We have bigger concerns now. Dr. Vasquez, can you board one of the disabled ships? Yes, Captain. The ship we hit first is still intact. Its crew appears to be unconscious but alive. Chen selected a boarding team and prepared to investigate their first captured Kethva vessel. What they would find aboard that alien ship would change everything they thought they knew about the threat facing human space. As the Nightborne approached the disabled alien vessel, Chen couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. The Kethva had shown organization and coordination that suggested a much larger invasion plan. Humanity was facing a threat unlike anything they had encountered before, and the Nightborne might be the only ship in position to stop it. The boarding party prepared their equipment while Dr. Vasquez worked to crack the alien ship's security systems. Whatever secrets they found aboard that Kethva vessel would determine whether thousands of human colonists lived or died in the coming weeks. Chen looked around at her crew, knowing that each of them understood the importance of their mission. They were no longer just a reconnaissance ship gathering information. They had become humanity's first line of defense against an alien invasion that could threaten every human world in the sector. Fire and Fury. The boarding party returned to the Nightborne 3 hours later with information that made Captain Sarah Chun's blood run cold. Dr. Elena Vasquez had successfully accessed the Kethva computer systems and discovered the full scope of the alien invasion plan. Captain, you need to see this, Dr. Vasquez said as she activated the main holographic display. A 3-dimensional star map appeared, showing human colonial space with red markers indicating Kethva fleet positions. There were dozens of red markers scattered across the map. These are confirmed Kethva fleet positions, Dr. Vasquez explained. They have over 200 warships divided into multiple attack groups. Each group is targeting specific human colonies, starting with the most isolated settlements and working their way toward Earth. Chen studied the map with growing horror. The Kethva weren't just random raiders. They were conducting a systematic campaign to destroy human civilization in this part of the galaxy. Dozens of colonies were marked for attack, representing millions of innocent lives. How long do we have before they reach the major population centers? Chen asked. Based on their current movement patterns, approximately 6 weeks, Dr. Vasquez replied. But Captain, there's something else. The Kethva have been studying human military tactics for months. They know our fleet positions, our response times, and our defensive capabilities. Lieutenant Marcus Torres looked up from his weapons console. That explains why they were so confident when attacking the Prosperity. They thought no human military ships were in this area. Chief Engineer Jake Morrison joined the conversation. Captain, if they have that much intelligence about our forces, someone must be feeding them information. We might have a spy problem. Chen considered this possibility. The Kethva invasion plan was too detailed and accurate to be based on random intelligence gathering. Someone with access to classified Earth Defense Force information had to be helping them. Dr. Vasquez, did you find any information about their main command center? Chen asked. Yes, Captain. There's a massive Kethva base hidden in the Omega Nebula, about 12 light hours from here. That's where they're coordinating all their attack fleets from. The base has heavy defenses, but it's also their single point of failure. Chen made a decision that would either save thousands of human lives or result in the destruction of her ship and crew. Navigation, set course for the Omega Nebula. Maximum speed. Captain, the navigation officer said uncertainly. Our orders are to report back to Earth Command with any intelligence we gather. Attempting to attack a major alien base with a single reconnaissance ship could be considered. The right thing to do, Chen interrupted. By the time we reach Earth and they mobilize a response fleet, dozens of human colonies will be dead. We're the only ship in position to stop this invasion before it really begins. The crew worked with renewed determination as the Nightborne raced through space toward the Kethfa base. Everyone understood that they were vastly outnumbered, but they also knew that human ingenuity had overcome impossible odds. Many times before, Torres spent hours modifying the ship's weapons systems, finding ways to increase their effectiveness. Against Kethva's shields and armor, Morrison pushed the engines beyond their normal limits. Squeezing every bit of speed from the ship's systems, Dr. Vasquez studied the captured alien technology, looking for weaknesses they could exploit. Captain, I've discovered something interesting about the Kethba command structure, Dr. Vasquez reported as they approached the nebula. Their entire fleet coordination depends on a single command ship at their base. If we can disable that ship, their other fleets will lose communication and coordination. How many ships are defending the base? Chen asked. At least 30 warships, plus the command vessel. But Captain, the base is inside a dense nebula that will interfere with both our sensors and theirs. We might be able to use that to our advantage. Chen smiled. The nebula would level the playing field by limiting visibility and sensor range. The Nightborne's smaller size and advanced stealth systems would give them a significant advantage in close-quarters combat within the nebula's interference field. As they entered the Omega Nebula, the Nightborne's sensors began detecting multiple alien ships patrolling the area. The Kethba base was hidden deep within the swirling gas clouds, protected by layers of defensive ships. Asterisk stealth systems to maximum power, Chen ordered. We're going to sneak past their patrols and hit the command ship directly. The Night moved silently through the nebula like a shark swimming through murky water. The dense gas clouds hid them from enemy sensors while they navigated toward the heart of the Kethva base. I'm detecting the command ship, Dr. Vasquez whispered, as if speaking too loudly might give away their position. It's a massive vessel, at least 3 times the size of our ship. But Captain, it's not heavily armed. Most of its space is devoted to communication and coordination equipment. Perfect, Torres said grimly. That makes it a better target for our weapons. Chen watched the tactical display as they approached the Kethva command ship. Around them, dozens of alien vessels moved through the nebula, unaware that death was stalking them through the gas clouds. On my mark, Chen said quietly. Drop stealth, target the command ship's communication arrays, and fire everything we have. The Nightborne suddenly appeared directly behind the Kethva command vessel and unleashed a devastating barrage of quantum torpedoes and energy weapons. The alien ship's shields collapsed under the unexpected assault, and explosions rippled across its hull as critical systems were destroyed. Direct hits on their primary communication array, Torres reported. The command ship is heavily damaged and losing power. Asterisk immediately. Chaos erupted throughout the Kethva base. Without communication from their command ship, the defending vessels began moving randomly, unable to coordinate their response. Some ships fired at shadows in the nebula, while others collided with each other in the confusion. The base's defensive grid is collapsing, Dr. Vasquez observed. Without central coordination, they can't organize an effective response. But the Nightborne's surprise attack had also revealed their position. Enemy ships throughout the nebula began converging on their location, guided by the explosions from the command vessel. 12 Kethver ships approaching from multiple directions, Torres announced. "We're surrounded, Captain." Chen studied the tactical situation. They were outnumbered and trapped deep inside enemy territory. But the nebula that had helped them approach unseen could also help them escape. "Morrison, I need everything the engines have. We're going to use the nebula's gas currents to boost our speed." Chen had studied the nebula structure on their approach and noticed that certain areas had fast-moving gas streams that could provide additional propulsion. "Torres, prepare a spread of proximity mines. We're going to lay a trap for our pursuers." The Nightborne accelerated through the nebula, riding the gas currents like a surfer riding ocean waves. Behind them, the Kethver ships struggled to keep up their larger hulls, unable to navigate the turbulent gas streams as effectively. "Dropping mines now," Torres reported as they passed through a narrow passage between two dense gas clouds. The mines were nearly invisible in the nebula's interference field, making them perfect ambush weapons. 3 Kethver ships followed the Nightborne into the passage and triggered the mines. The explosions echoed through the nebula as the alien vessels were destroyed or disabled. The remaining enemy ships slowed down, becoming more cautious about following the human ship through dangerous areas. "That bought us some time," Chen said. "But we need to do more than just escape. Dr. Vasquez, can you access the command ship's database remotely now that their shields are down?" "I'm trying, Captain." "Yes, I'm downloading their complete fleet coordination data. This includes the positions and target assignments for all Kethver forces throughout the sector." This was exactly what Chen had hoped for. With the alien fleet coordination data, Earth Defense Force could intercept and destroy the Kethver attack groups before they reached their targets. But their mission wasn't complete yet. The damaged command ship was still functional enough to restore limited communication with the other fleets. Chen realized they needed to finish what they started. "Torres, prepare a full spread of quantum torpedoes. We're going back to destroy that command ship completely." "Captain, that's extremely risky," Morrison warned. "The other Kethver ships will be waiting for us. Then we better make sure they don't expect what we're about to do." Chen smiled. The Nightborne suddenly reversed course and accelerated back toward the command ship, using a different route through the nebula. The move was so unexpected that the Kethver ships were caught completely off guard. "All weapons, fire," Chen ordered as they emerged from a gas cloud directly above the command vessel. The Nightborne's entire weapon arsenal struck the already damaged command ship simultaneously. The alien vessel's hull cracked open like an egg, and massive explosions tore through its interior. Secondary explosions from stored ammunition and fuel created a chain reaction that completely destroyed the ship. "Command vessel destroyed, Torres." "Confirmed. All Kethver fleet coordination in this sector just went offline." Throughout the nebula, the remaining alien ships began retreating in disorder. Without their command ship, they had no way to coordinate their activities or communicate with the invasion. Fleets scattered across human space. The Nightborne escaped the nebula while the Kethver forces were still in chaos. As they reached clear space, Dr. Vasquez transmitted all the captured intelligence data to Earth Defense Force using a priority emergency channel. "Message transmitted, Captain," she reported. "Earth Command will be able to intercept every Kethver fleet before they reach their targets." Chen looked around at her crew with pride. They had accomplished something that seemed impossible just a few hours earlier. A single reconnaissance ship had defeated an entire alien invasion force through courage, creativity, and teamwork. "Well done, everyone," Chen said. "Today, we proved that humanity doesn't back down from a fight, no matter how overwhelming the odds might seem." As the Nightborne set course for Earth, Captain Sarah Chen knew that this victory would be remembered as the moment when humanity showed the galaxy that they were not easy prey. The Kethva had learned the hard way that humans would fight for their freedom with everything they had, and that human ingenuity could overcome any challenge. The war was over before it had truly begun, and the Nightborne had saved millions of lives through the courage and determination of her crew. It was exactly the kind of victory that made humanity proud to explore the stars.